Have you ever looked at your reflection and quietly wondered, is this just how life is now? Slower mornings, a body that doesn't respond quite the way it used to, the spark both emotional and physical that once came so naturally. Now just a memory you're not sure will ever return. If you've felt this way, I want to tell you something important. You're not alone. And no, it doesn't have to stay this way. See, getting older may change your pace, but it doesn't mean giving up your vitality, your connection, or that beautiful closeness you once enjoyed. You still can feel warmth, intimacy, and confidence in your body. And believe it or not, it might all begin with something as simple as the fruit sitting on your kitchen table. Yes, fruit. Not medication, not surgery, not some expensive hormone treatment. Just 5 powerful natural fruits that quietly support circulation, balance your hormones, and gently rekindle the intimacy you thought had faded. In this video, I'm going to walk with you step by step through 5 everyday fruits that have helped thousands of older adults across the world feel more alive, more connected, and more like themselves again, especially after 60. The last fruit on this list? It's not just delicious, it's an ancient symbol of passion, and what it does inside your body is nothing short of remarkable. So stay with me, all right? This might be one of the most refreshing health changes you'll make this year. And if anything in this video speaks to you, I'd love for you to leave a comment below, even just a 1 to let me know you're here. Or a 0 if you feel this didn't help because I read them all and I'm here to grow with you. Now go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon so you won't miss out on the next videos from Health 365, all designed to help you stay strong, independent, and joyful at every stage of life. So, shall we begin? Let's start with a fruit that might already be in your fridge, but whose effects on your body are anything but ordinary. Years ago, I met a gentleman in his early 70s, sharp mind, kind heart, but he carried a quiet sadness. He leaned in, lowered his voice, and told me, "It's not that I don't love my wife. I just feel disconnected, like my body forgot how to respond." It wasn't the first time I'd heard those words. And over the years, I've come to understand something many doctors still overlook. Circulation isn't just about blood. It's about energy response vitality. And yes, intimacy. This brings us to red grapes. Not a fancy supplement. Not some rare superfruit flown in from across the world. Just simple, juicy red grapes, nature's quiet miracle when it comes to restoring blood flow, where aging tends to slow things down first. What makes them so powerful is a natural compound called resveratrol, found in the skin of red grapes. Now, resveratrol isn't just another antioxidant buzzword. It actually works deep within the lining of your blood vessels, helping them relax and expand. When your vessels are relaxed, your blood flows more freely, carrying oxygen to the muscles, the brain, the heart, and yes, even the most private, intimate areas. In fact, studies have shown that resveratrol supports the production of nitric oxide, the same compound that medications like Viagra rely on to trigger and maintain erections. But here's the difference. Grapes do it gently, naturally, without side effects or dependency. For men, that can mean stronger, more responsive erections. For women, it often means better circulation to the pelvic region, which helps ease dryness, improve sensitivity, and bring warmth back into those quiet, meaningful moments with a partner. What struck me most was how small the habit needed to be to spark a big shift. One couple I worked with started sharing a bowl of grapes together every afternoon. They said it became more than just a snack, it became a ritual, a quiet moment of care. 3 weeks later, the wife told me with tears in her eyes, he reached for me again. Not just physically, but emotionally. He felt like himself again. That's the kind of change we're talking about. So if you've been feeling cold in your hands or feet, if the spark has dimmed and you're wondering if that's just part of aging, I want you to try something simple. Add a cup of red grapes to your day. Afternoon, evening, whenever it feels right. Wash them, enjoy them slowly, and trust your body to do what it's built to do. Respond. Because intimacy isn't something we lose. It's something that can get buried beneath years of stress health issues and habits that no longer serve us. But the good news: with the right support, even something as humble as a grape your body remembers. And now that you know how something so ordinary can do something so extraordinary, let's move to the next fruit, one that might surprise you. It's tart, it's red, and it's been quietly protecting more than just your kidneys for decades. I'll be honest with you. For the longest time, I never gave cranberries much credit. To me, they were that tart little side dish. You see, once a year at Thanksgiving, sweetened jellied forgettable. But the older I got, and the more I listened to the stories my senior patients shared, the more I realized these little red gems were quietly doing something remarkable behind the scenes. I started noticing a pattern. Older adults who seemed more comfortable, more connected with their partners. They often mentioned cranberry juice, a cranberry snack, even cranberry capsules. I started digging deeper, and what I found made me sit up straight. Turns out cranberries are more than just a tangy treat. They are silent defenders of some of the most underappreciated systems in your body, your kidneys and urinary tract. And let me tell you, these systems play a far greater role in your energy confidence and intimacy than most people realize. See, as we age, the kidneys don't work quite as efficiently as they used to. Toxins can build up. Inflammation becomes more common. Blood pressure starts creeping up. And all of this quietly chips away at your ability to feel good, especially in the parts of your body that need clean blood flow and balanced hormones to function. In men, that often looks like fatigue, poor erection quality, and a general feeling of being switched off. In women, it can mean irritation, discomfort, or even avoidance of physical closeness, not because the heart isn't willing, but because the body feels uncooperative. But here's where cranberries step in, like quiet little warriors. They're loaded with compounds called proanthocyanidins, which help clear out harmful bacteria in the urinary tract, reduce inflammation, and even improve vascular health around the pelvic region. That means better blood flow, less discomfort, and greater confidence during moments of intimacy. And that's not all. Cranberries are also known to support healthy blood pressure and kidney filtration, two factors that directly influence nitric oxide levels and circulation. That's code for they help everything flow better, including desire function and emotional ease. I had one patient, a retired seamstress in her mid-60s, who came in with a long history of urinary tract discomfort. She'd stopped being intimate with her husband, not out of lack of love, but fear of pain. We made a small change, half a cup of unsweetened cranberry juice in the morning, and a small handful of dried cranberries in her salad or yogurt. 3 months later, she hugged me. Not because the juice was magic, but because it gave her back something she thought was gone forever: comfort. And with comfort came closeness. That's the thing. When the body stops hurting, the heart can start healing. And sometimes what seems like a small irritation is actually what's been standing between you and the connection you've been craving. So the next time you walk through the grocery store and you see a bag of fresh cranberries or a bottle of pure juice, pause. Pick it up, because inside that simple fruit is the chance to take care of something deeply personal, deeply meaningful. Now, we've talked about restoring blood flow and protecting your kidneys. But what if I told you the next fruit on our journey doesn't just support function, it actually reignites energy? Not just physical energy, but that spark, that quiet, vibrant feeling of being alive in your own skin. Let's talk about it. There's something almost poetic about papaya. The color alone, sunny golden rich, feels like it holds warmth in every bite. But this fruit isn't just beautiful to look at. For many older adults I've worked with, papaya became the quiet turning point. Not because it promised a miracle, but because it helped their bodies remember what feeling good actually felt like. I remember a man named George. He was 68, a retired high school principal, and by all accounts, he was doing the right things. He walked every morning, ate his vegetables, slept early. But something was off. He told me, I just feel drained. Like my body's tired before the day even starts. And worse, he confessed that intimacy had become more of a memory than a moment. Not because he didn't care, but because the energy just wasn't there. We didn't overhaul his diet. We didn't put him on pills. We just added one thing: a cup of fresh papaya every morning, blended with a little Greek yogurt. That's it. And within a few short weeks, something shifted. He started greeting his wife with more spark. His posture changed. His eyes were brighter. When he came in again, he said, I feel like myself again. That to me is success. You see, papaya isn't just a tropical treat. It's rich in vitamins A, C, and E. A trio that supports tissue repair, blood flow, and hormone regulation. But what really sets it apart are its powerful enzymes, especially one called papain. Papain helps with digestion, yes, but more importantly, it reduces inflammation in the gut and bloodstream, which is where so much of our energy gets drained as we age. Papaya also supports your adrenal glands, those tiny but powerful glands responsible for regulating stress hormones like cortisol. And here's the thing. When cortisol is too high for too long, it steals from your energy reserves, disrupts your hormones, and makes intimacy feel like a chore rather than a joy. By calming the adrenals, papaya helps your body shift from survival mode back into connection mode. For older men, papaya plays another role too. It gently encourages testosterone balance, which is often overlooked in traditional medicine. And for women, it helps support estrogen harmony and increases blood flow to the pelvic area, making physical closeness more comfortable, more natural, and more emotionally fulfilling. And the best part? It's so easy to enjoy. Slice it, scoop it. Eat it chilled on a warm morning, or blend it with other fruits and a little protein for a creamy smoothie that works from the inside out. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about restoring vitality. About waking up in the morning with a sense of calm energy and maybe even looking at your partner with that playful glimmer you thought was gone. Papaya doesn't make promises. It just does its work, quietly nourishing your body from the inside, bringing softness to your skin, lightness to your mood, and steadiness to your energy. And once your energy begins to return, everything else becomes easier. Movement connection, and yes, intimacy too. So if you've felt sluggish, heavy, or disconnected from your own body lately, this fruit might be the gentle push you've been waiting for. Now that you've discovered how papaya can reignite your internal flame, let's turn to a fruit that doesn't just support circulation, it also calms your mind and opens your heart, one bite at a time. Let's talk cherries. There's something almost nostalgic about cherries. Maybe it's the deep velvety red. Maybe it's the way they ask you to slow down, enjoy each bite. Be present. You don't rush through a bowl of cherries. You savor them. And that's the magic they teach you how to reconnect. Not just with food, but with your own body, your senses, your partner. I once worked with a couple in their late 60s, Jim and Carol. They'd been married over 40 years, and their bond was clear from the moment they walked in. But something was missing. Jim said it best. Quietly almost ashamed, I still love her. I just don't feel like myself anymore. Carol nodded, adding, I miss the closeness. Not just the touch, but the way we used to look at each other. There was no anger, only sadness. Like they had both quietly accepted that their best days of intimacy were behind them. I asked them to try something simple. A nightly bowl of cherries, fresh when in season, frozen, or dried when not. They thought I was joking. I wasn't. 2 months later, they returned, holding hands, laughing. Jim smiled and said, we didn't expect much, but now something's different. We're close again. See, cherries are more than just a sweet fruit. They're powerhouses of anthocyanins, natural compounds that reduce inflammation in the arteries and improve vascular flexibility. That means better blood flow to every part of the body, including the parts most essential for arousal responsiveness and comfort during intimacy. But cherries don't just work on your blood vessels. They also affect your mind and mood. They're one of the only fruits rich in natural melatonin, the hormone that helps regulate sleep. And here's something not many people talk about. Poor sleep can ruin intimacy. When you're tired, your stress hormones stay high. Your testosterone drops, your estrogen becomes unbalanced, and your body's ability to connect physically or emotionally fades. But when you sleep deeply, everything changes. Hormones begin to rebalance. Emotional walls soften. The nervous system calms. And suddenly, that gentle touch or shared moment doesn't feel awkward. It feels meaningful again. For men, the improved circulation and hormone balance from cherries often lead to firmer, longer-lasting erections without pills. For women, it means more comfort, more sensation, and more willingness to be open without fear of pain or fatigue. Cherries help the body say yes again, softly, naturally, and without pressure. They don't force anything. They simply remove the blocks, tension, inflammation, poor sleep that stand between you and connection. I always tell people don't underestimate the emotional power of a fruit that works on both your heart and your hormones. One woman told me, I don't know if it's the cherries or the ritual, but my husband and I sit together now in the evening. We talk, we laugh, we touch again. That to me is healing. So if your nights have become quiet in a way that feels lonely instead of peaceful, try this: a small bowl of cherries before bed. Fresh, frozen, or even a splash of tart cherry juice. Let it be a gift you give to yourself. Not just for circulation or hormone support, but for the comfort, calm, and reconnection that comes when your mind and body are finally in sync again. And if you've followed me this far, you're probably feeling a spark of hope. Like maybe something inside you is ready to reawaken. But there's one more fruit we need to talk about. A fruit that's been used for centuries as a symbol of love, passion, and renewal. And now, science finally understands why. Let's talk about the one that ties it all together. Pomegranate. Some fruits don't just nourish the body, they carry meaning. Pomegranate is one of those. For centuries across ancient cultures, it's been a symbol of fertility, love, and even rebirth. And it's not just poetic, it's powerful. Because what this vibrant fruit does inside your body, especially after 60, is something many people wish they'd discovered sooner. I met a woman named Evelyn, 72 years old, vibrant spirit, but her eyes held a quiet sadness. She missed feeling desired, missed desiring. Her words stayed with me. I don't need fireworks. I just want to feel alive again. And when we talked about gentle ways to support her body, ways that didn't involve pills or pressure, I suggested something unexpected: pomegranate. Now, here's the truth. Pomegranate isn't just beautiful on the outside. On the inside, it's loaded with polyphenols and natural nitrates, both of which have a direct impact on blood vessel dilation and nitric oxide production. In simple terms, it helps your arteries open up, lets more blood flow to every part of your body, including your heart-brain, and yes, your intimate areas. That means more oxygen, better circulation, and a return of warmth to places that may have felt quiet for a while. But it doesn't stop there. Research has shown that regular consumption of pomegranate juice can boost testosterone levels even in older men. And we're not talking about extreme jumps, just gentle support. Just enough to awaken energy confidence and that familiar feeling of being grounded in your own body again. For women, pomegranate's antioxidant strength helps reduce pelvic inflammation and support estrogen balance, making intimacy feel less forced and more fluid, more natural. Many women report that they don't just feel physically better, they feel emotionally more open. And that is where real intimacy begins. Evelyn took it seriously. She started each morning with half a glass of pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice, not mixed with anything fancy. No sugar, just the juice. After a few weeks, she emailed me a single sentence. "It's like something in me turned back on." And I've heard that again and again. From husbands, from wives, from people who thought they had to say goodbye to touch, to passion, to closeness. All because no one told them how the body can still respond if we give it the right message. That's what pomegranate is. A message, a reminder that the body is still listening, that just because we've aged doesn't mean we've stopped being human, desiring, loving, longing to feel that deep pulse of life moving through us. So if you're wondering whether this one fruit can really make a difference, I'll say this. Try it. A small glass in the morning, a few spoonfuls of the seeds in your yogurt, or even a sprinkle over a salad. Simple, joyful, beautiful, and quietly powerful. Because sometimes passion doesn't need to shout, it just needs to be remembered. And sometimes it begins with a seed. Now that we've explored all 5 fruits, the ones that restore flow, protect your kidneys, awaken energy, ease your mind, and reignite your passion. You might be wondering, what next? That's exactly what we'll talk about now. Let's wrap this up with a message I hope you carry with you every single day from this moment on. And just like that, you've discovered 5 everyday fruits that hold something far more precious than just vitamins. They carry the quiet power to help you feel alive again, to restore circulation ease, tension balance hormones, and most of all, reconnect with your body, with your partner, with yourself. Growing older doesn't mean letting go of closeness or giving up on energy. It just means listening a little more closely to what your body truly needs. And sometimes that message comes not from a prescription, but from something as simple as a bowl of grapes or a spoonful of pomegranate seeds. You don't have to change everything overnight. Just start small. Start with 1. Let your body feel cared for again. Let it remember how to respond. Because you're not done. You're not too old. You're still here. And you deserve to feel warmth, confidence, and joy right now. If any part of this video spoke to you, drop a comment and tell me which fruit you'll try first. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Health 365 so we can keep walking this path together towards strength, closeness, and a life that still feels beautifully yours.